The mind is a prison. Here's how to break free. Awakening begins when you realize you are not your thoughts. Most people spend their whole life believing every thought that appears in their mind. But awakening starts when you finally step back and see those thoughts from a distance. You notice they come and go on their own. You didn't choose them. And in that moment, you understand they're not who you are. They're just mental events passing through awareness. Most people live inside a constant stream of mental noise without noticing it. The mind creates non-stop chatter. It comments, reacts, plans, remembers, and predicts. It runs automatically, and most people never question it. They assume this mental noise is normal, but when you finally notice that noise, you take your first step toward inner freedom. But the moment you observe the mind, you create space between you and the thoughts. Observation changes everything. The instant you watch a thought instead of believing it, you create a small separation. In that space, you're no longer pulled into the story. You see the thought for what it is, a temporary pattern of the mind, not a command you must obey. That small space is the beginning of presence. Presence begins in the smallest gap. You don't need a dramatic awakening. You just need that gentle moment where something inside you becomes aware of itself. That's the spark that starts your entire inner transformation. When thought quiets, even for a second, awareness becomes clear. You've felt this before. When the mind pauses even briefly, the world feels brighter, time feels slower, your breath feels deeper. That clarity is awareness rising. It's always there beneath the noise, just waiting for silence. You discover there is a deeper part of you that has always been here. Beneath all your thoughts, emotions, memories, and stories, there is a steady presence, a silent witness that has been with you since the beginning. When you touch this deeper part, you feel grounded, safe, and completely at home within yourself. Most people never question their thoughts, so the mind runs their entire life. When you don't question your thoughts, they control your reactions, choices, and emotions. Fear pulls you. Worry drags you. Old memories shape your behavior. But these patterns lose power the moment you start observing them instead of following them. The mind reacts, compares, predicts, and judges endlessly. This is how the mind survives. It constantly tries to solve, fix, and control everything. It compares you to others. It judges what's good or bad. It predicts what might happen next. None of this is wrong, but when you live inside these reactions, you lose touch with your deeper self. But awareness doesn't judge, it simply sees. Awareness observes without labeling. It sees clearly without adding a story. It allows life to be what it is. When you shift into awareness, things don't feel heavy anymore. Everything becomes lighter, softer, and easier to navigate. A moment of pure presence feels like coming home to yourself. Presence feels familiar, comforting, and grounding. In these moments, you're not trying to be anything or prove anything. You're simply here, fully alive, fully connected to yourself. You felt it before. A sunset, a quiet moment, a breath. Presence shows up in small, ordinary moments. A soft breeze, a glowing horizon, a deep breath. Those moments touch something timeless inside you. They remind you of who you really are beneath all the noise. In those moments, your mind pauses and your true self appears. When the mind becomes quiet, even for a heartbeat, your awareness steps forward. You feel lighter, clearer, more connected. That's your true self, the part of you that never changes. Thought is shaped by memory and conditioning. Everything you think is influenced by the past, your upbringing, experiences, fears, beliefs, and stories. Thoughts are echoes of what you've lived through, but you are more than these echoes. You're the one who hears them. Awareness is untouched. It's always present. Awareness doesn't fade or change. It doesn't get old. It's the constant background behind all your experiences. When you rest in it, life feels simple and clear. When you witness your thoughts instead of following them, you break the illusion. The mind's stories lose their grip when you stop believing every thought. By simply watching them, you step out of the maze and into clarity. You see that the walls were never real to begin with. Most stress comes from living in the past or the future. The past brings regret or pain. The future brings fear or pressure. Most of your stress doesn't come from the present moment. It comes from mental stories that pull you away from what's real. Presence brings you back into the only moment that truly exists, now. The present moment is the only place where life actually happens. When you return to it, everything calms down, your breath deepens, your nervous system relaxes, you feel grounded again. Stillness and silence open the door to deeper awareness. In silence, you meet yourself. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing, it means allowing space for awareness to rise. When the mind settles, your inner clarity becomes easier to feel. The more you pause, the more spacious and peaceful your mind becomes. Small pauses throughout the day create big shifts over time. A moment to breathe, a moment to observe, a moment to soften. These tiny pauses gradually open space inside you, and that space becomes peace. Inner space is where real clarity rises. Clarity doesn't come from thinking harder. It comes from creating room for insight to appear naturally. When your mind is spacious, truth becomes obvious. You don't silence the mind by force, you silence it by watching it. Trying to silence your thoughts only makes them louder, but when you simply watch them, they settle on their own. The mind softens when it knows it's being observed. Awakening isn't dramatic, it's small moments of deep noticing. Awakening happens in tiny shifts, subtle changes in how you experience the moment. You start noticing things you used to overlook. These small openings slowly transform your whole inner world. These moments grow until presence becomes part of your everyday life. Over time, presence becomes natural. You move through your day with more awareness, more calm, and more clarity. You don't have to try to be present, you simply are. Over time, awareness becomes stronger than the voice in your head. The mind no longer pulls you in the way it used to. The stories lose their power. Awareness becomes your anchor, your guide, your natural state. You stop being pulled by fear and reaction. You start responding instead of reacting. You stop letting fear dictate your choices. You no longer jump at every emotion. You feel steady, like you're standing on solid ground. You start choosing your life instead of living on autopilot. With awareness comes choice. You begin acting from clarity, not habit. You stop repeating old patterns and start creating new ones. Your life becomes something you shape, not something that happens to you. The ego loses its grip when you return to presence. Ego survives through identification, through your attachment to thoughts and roles. When you come back to presence, ego has nothing to hold on to. It softens, it becomes quieter, it stops controlling the show. Your inner world becomes calm, steady, and grounded. This inner shift isn't temporary. Over time, it becomes your baseline. You feel more grounded, more centered, more connected. You navigate life with a quiet strength. And your outer world begins to reflect this shift naturally. When your inner state changes, your outer experience changes too. You attract calmer situations, better relationships, clearer direction. Life flows with less resistance. You meet the world from a place of peace. Comment "I choose awareness" if you're ready to awaken your consciousness. Claim your shift, put it into words. Energy moves when intention becomes clear. If you're ready to step into awareness, write it, say it, choose it, starting now.